All right, let's start at the beginning. The Fool is upside down. As I said, the Fool is the beginning of the Tarot. It's the beginning of this lifetime. There is a 0 there. And the Tarot really is the journey of the Fool. So it says to me that you have the very beginning card here. It is upside down. So it does feel like you're vacillating about making a big decision. This could be leaving a partner, leaving a job. It does feel like leaving something. The 8 of Cups is here, which is right next to it. So it does look like you're grappling with making a decision to make your separations. It does feel like someone or something. But it does feel like you've gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth for quite a while. The fact that the King of Cups is right here at the culmination card, it does feel like it's time to refocus on you. It does feel like there have been some big changes in your world. And it also feels, I know Pisces kind of have over-helpfulitis. Most of us water signs do. So it does feel like it's time to make you a priority and you a focus. It does feel like there has been a lot of demands on you and that you have succumbed to them, or you've made things easier for other people. It's time to break that pattern and make some things that are easier for you. I'm not saying be 100% selfish, because that's really not in your makeup to be 100% selfish, but it does mean it's time to make you a priority. You shouldn't be on the last of the list, Pisces. You shouldn't have to pay for everybody and then not have any finances when you want to do something. So I know that you give it all away, give it away, give it away now. So it's time to hold back a little bit. It's time to preserve some things for yourself. It's time to make you a priority. And you know, if you're a parent, it doesn't mean neglecting your children. It just means it's okay to carve out some time for you and to make you as important as everyone else in your family and in your community, which it doesn't look like you've done for a while. You've been in the back seat of your own car for a very long time, Pisces. It's time to make you a priority and sit in the front seat, make some decisions. But yeah, the Star is really also about focusing your energy and what you want to do and taking these great ideas from the inside to the outside. It can mean an Aquarius as well. The Star card stands for Aquarius. So there may be an Aquarian that is helping you make some decisions. For the most part here, it's time to make you the star. You know, it's almost like you're the proverbial backstage mother pushing everybody into their greatness while you forget about your own. So it's time for you to refocus on your greatness and things that would make you happy and things that would facilitate that beautiful smile and wonderful energy that you have, Pisces. All 3 of my parents are Pisceans, and I know as their child, I see that they give so much of themselves and a lot of times neglect what they need, just their creature comfort. So I see that in my moms and my dad all the time. So let's go to the next one. This is the Queen of Swords. Swords are air signs. This could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So there are 2 Aquarians right here. This queen, she is all about talking things out. She is about holding integrity. She is about collecting, get all your ducks in a row. It's about being creative, intuitive, keen intellect and communication. So it does feel like some clear communication needs to happen. I feel that this is it's really, sorry. Ooh, I just got a big flash. My whole screen went blank. Okay. Queen of Swords, she's really about being fair, being rational, being practical, speaking with love and kindness. Sometimes when the aces show up, it can mean kind of bitter communication. So keep it real, keep it loving, use your intellect as well as let it, resonate with you for a minute before you offer your communication. But keeping it respectful, however that looks for you, it is right on this line of changing things. So it does look like the big communication either has happened or is about to happen. And of course, I said this could be, within a marriage, this could be in a relationship, workspace, could be, kicking your children out because it's time. If you got a 30-year-old on your couch playing in Nintendo, it's time to kick them out. So it's one of those. It's a very big life-changing thing. Not so much changing for you in a negative way. It really feels like it's going to free up some money, time, energy, and your heart space that you've been giving a lot to this person that really hasn't been creating for themselves. Whether as a boss or family member, that's what's going on. The Eight of Cups is here. It is in the past position. That is really walking away from something when you've tried every single avenue to fix, resolve. Sometimes you got to walk into the unknown. It can be a little scary, but this moon is lighting up for me, so it's time to follow your journey and your dreams. It does feel like you have chosen things to better other people's most of your life. So it's time to choose you. Choose you, and you are enough for this journey as well. You have a couple of cards here with your back turned, so it does look like you really want to make a break from the past and to really change things up than they have been traditionally for you. So the sun is here. It is upside down. The sun card, it really reflects and shines bright our great accomplishments. So it does feel like you might be feeling a little bit like you aren't enough and that you've wasted some time or your life. That is not the case. That is not the case. Everything we learn in life, good, bad, indifferent, ugly, furthers us on our path to spiritual freedom. So even though, and that's my belief, even though it feels like your sun is kind of dimming, it's in there. It's in there, Pisces. It's in there. So project all that wonderful love that you have on yourself, not just on everybody else. You don't have to make it better for everybody else and while making it worse for you. So the sun upside down, usually the sun projects things out. So it does look like you're feeling a little less than who you are. You may need take some time to collect your thoughts, your ideas before projecting them out into the world. But it is feeling like you're feeling a little insecure right now around this decision. But it does feel like once you take that step into the light, all that insecurity will kind of melt away. You may have to figure out some new things to do with your time now that you're not healing everybody else first. So the King of Wands is here. This can be a person, doesn't necessarily have to be in a male body. This is a fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. It does feel like some of this energy has to do with this fire sign, that you may have to make some new agreements with this person. And this king is really about movement, about doing things, about making decisions. Don't just trundle along while other people make decisions. It can be about wealth or influence, and also can be about being honest. So it does feel like maybe your money might take a hit, or that you have to reprioritize some of your money. But it does feel for the most part that it's time for some honest communication. With all involved. Time to have either a family meeting or a group meeting if it's work, or a meeting with that friend that is taking you for granted. So it does feel like some people are taking you for granted, and it does feel like that is shifting, that is changing. So it's time to have that conversation. Be honest about it. Don't make it about money, and see what happens. But there are a number of honest communications here. This also can be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that you're having this conversation with. So 8 of Pentacles is here, trying to create anew, trying to fill in those spaces. It does look like you're collecting information. This can be higher education. This can be figuring out things legally. But it does look like you are collecting information, possibly new skills or new avenues to use your current gifts or skills. The Pentacles are all about earth bound things. So you may physically be going to a classroom. You may be physically going to learn something from a group. Could be anything as easy as exercise to your PhD, divorce lawyer, Buddhist group. But it does look like, those are all examples. It does look like you're collecting information, so this transition will be easier for you once you start the ball rolling. 3 of Wands is here. It does look like you are sorting through things, leaving some things in the past that no longer serve you, that no longer are within the highest good. It also feels like you're trying to find some balance, mind, body, and spirit, as well as looking into the future, things to do into the future. I'm feeling travel over a large body of water. I don't know why I'm feeling South America, Mexico, Central America. Doesn't necessarily have to be in that direction, but it does feel like it's by the water and that you will travel over a large body of water. This does feel like something that is in the planning stages. It's just coming to light. And it does feel like you're getting closer and closer and closer as you release yourself from responsibilities financially, emotionally, spiritually, with other people's stuff. So you have that energy to put forth into sailing away on a boat. I don't know why that boat is lighting up. Maybe it's a cruise for you. But it does look like it's something that has been long overdue and something that would really give you a sense of freedom and enjoyment. But you have been toiling for a long time and doing the right thing for a long time and forgetting about the pleasures for yourself. So there's another 3 here, 3 of Wands, also, 5 of Wands, also about action. Also, this can be a tumultuous type of deal that's happening. 5 of Wands kind of shows up when people are bickering. It may not have been instigated by you, but it does feel like you're getting swept up in other people's opinions. This is kind of more of the same from the past. Once you make this decision to do things differently, a lot of times the people around us get really uncomfortable. Oh, what do you mean you're not going to pay my bills anymore? What do you mean? So they kind of freak out. They create dissidence and discord, and you kind of get swept up in that. Sometimes it's just a test, so you can be clear with your boundaries. You can be very clear on your desires and not be wishy-washy about what you want and where you want to put your time, money, and energy. The Queen of Pentacles, it's the very top here. You know, she's a very loving, nurturing person. She's very earthly. She's generous. She can also be very practical. So it does feel like practicality will come into play with this decision. This may be a person. This would be an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. But for the most part, this Queen is here to keep it real, keep it generous, really be a good advisor, and you may need to reach out to someone. It does feel like there's someone from your past that you haven't seen in a long time. Not that there was any negative between you. It feels like energy or information between you kind of pulled you apart. This could be a lover, a friend, a past relationship, or just someone you haven't seen, co-worker. Doesn't necessarily mean it is a female, but it's someone very genuine and practical. And so you may need to ask some advice from someone who is a good advisor, very practical. 9 of Cups is here, and that is really about creating things in the future, being real about it, looking at things honestly, not how you wish them to be. But it does feel like you may be recreating a bucket list that has been long forgotten. But you have changed so much from your original desires when you were younger. It's time for your spirit and your wants, needs, and desires to catch up with all that growth that you have done emotionally and physically. So now it's time to kind of recreate all the things that you've wanted to do in your life. What do you want to be when you grow up, kind of thing, whether you are a senior citizen or a teenager. It does look like your perspective has changed and that you're almost a whole new person. So therefore, your hopes, dreams, wishes, desires must change as well. So it does feel like you are kind of like, what do I want to do? What have I always wanted to do? And that might be where this travel is coming up. You've always wanted to take a cruise through, Panama or something. So it does look like you are making the time for your own desires is basically what this is. And figuring it all out. Figuring it all out. This also can be the abundance card. The Nine of Cups can be the abundance card. So you may have gotten a check that you were not expecting. Somebody may have paid you back, or actually there has been a lot of people passing away, leaving their body. So this may be an inheritance as well. The King of Cups is on the other side. Cups are really about emotions, being fair, being kind. Cups are also very intuitive. So trust yourself over anybody else's information. If it feels like jive, usually it is. If this is a person, this can be a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This really feels like kind of a double meaning. This feels like making yourself as important as you do everyone else in your life. And it's okay to create reciprocal relationships, whether it is a lover, whether it is your family, whether it is work, friends. But it does feel like things have been a little askewed and things have been a little out of balance, where you are a big gifter and maybe your partner hasn't been in a while, and that communication needs to happen. So this cup, he's very kind, he's intuitive, he's into the arts and culture, and it is feeling like you're getting more in touch with your own gifts, your artistic gifts. So you may have picked up, a pencil and paper if you're a writer. You may have picked up some paints and a paintbrush if you are a painter but it does look like some gift and some artistic gift that you have had that you've kind of put aside that you're reintroducing into your life. So that is your general reading, Pisces, for the month of October. I'm going to throw a couple of the chakra cards for clarity. Instinct, same as psychicness, same as intuition. So yes, it feels like your instinct is getting more and more right on. If it feels like jive, it is. Don't step in it. So please trust yourself a little bit more. And complacency. It does look like some of these decisions are being a little complacent with them, hoping they will change, hoping they will be something that they aren't. So it's time to take the bull by the horns and make those decisions. Have those conversations with love and kindness.